Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy D Wayne, bring you yet another YouTube video at this time. So basically what I'm going to be discussing with you guys today is we finally got our next batch of Vendread support coming in the circuit break. So yeah, I have basically everything here. Just going to read off, give you guys my thoughts, and just basically go from there. Alright, so let's just get straight into it. Alright, first card we're going to be discussing is the Vendread Chimera, which is the new ritual that's coming out in the set. Kind of surprised they made it secret rare. I don't know why they did that. But anyway, let's get on to its effect. It is a ritual, of course. You can ritual summon this card with any Vendread ritual spell card. With a card or effect that will destroy a card on the field, you can banish one zombie monster from your graveyard to negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If this card is tributed or banished for a ritual summon, all monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense. You can only use each effect once per turn. So Vendread Strix is a 500 attack, 2000 defense. Its effect reads, if this card was sent to the graveyard, you can reveal one Vendread card, special summon this card. A Vendread monster ritual summoned using this card on the field gains the following effect. After damage calculation, this card battles an opponent's monster. You can draw one card and discard one card. Alright, Vendread Reunion. This is the normal track. You can reveal one Vendread ritual monster in your hand. Special summon any number of your banished Vendread with different names, whose levels equal the level of the ritual monster that was revealed. In face-down defense position, tribute all those face-down defense position monsters to ritual summon the ritual monster from your hand. You must be able to ritual summon to activate and resolve this effect. Now the last card is the field spell, Vendread Knights. Once per turn, you can discard one card to add one Vendread monster from your deck to your hand. If a Vendread monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can banish one Vendread monster in your graveyard. That Vendread monster can make a second attack on your opponent's monsters. So yeah guys, that is the support. So let's kind of dissect the cards right now. So let's talk about the ritual monster first of all. So basically his first effect allows you to negate destruction effects of a card on the field. Now I was wondering if you like get like Twin Twisted or Heavy Dust Storm, can you still negate the effect, since it's, they're destroying cards on the field? So it's, I guess the sentence is a card, and then Heavy Dust Storm and the Twin Twist are destroying multiple cards. So I'm wondering if you can actually still negate that, because it's still destroying a card on the field. So that would be a good ruling to know. If you guys know, let me know in the comments, of course. So yeah, I guess that effect could have definitely been better. Like, instead of negating a destruction effect, just negating or spell a trap card, or maybe just a monster effect. So by banishing the zombie, obviously banishing zombies triggers sharing those effects if anyone's still playing them, because they seem less and less important as we get more support for the Vendread. So yeah, that's that. So the second effect, if it's tributed or banished for a ritual summon, all monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and effects. Honestly, that could have been a whole lot better. It could have been something like special summon a Vendread monster from your banish, or maybe return a Vendread from banish to hand, or special summon a Vendread from your graveyard, or it could have been anything else but reducing by 500 attack. So that effect will probably not really come in handy. It's not a very practical effect that you're going to see that often. So yeah, overall that effect is pretty bad in retrospect. So yeah, so overall the card is mediocre at best, and the fact that they gave it a secret rare slot, thinking it was going to actually be pretty good. I don't know what Konami was thinking when they thought about that, but yeah. And plus, really, Slayer is just so much better because he has a lot more utility, and he has floating ability on top of his good effects on field. So yeah, you're not going to really run too many of this, maybe 1, 2 of at best. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the card. It's which is not as good as it's supposed to be. So yeah, let's get into the next one. Vendread Strix. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can reveal one Vendread card, special summon this card. That's actually really good because the field spell allows you to discard to add one Vendread monster from your deck to your hand. So you can use the field spell in tandem with this. So you can use the field spell, discard this, add another monster, and then reveal the monster you just added with this effect to special summon the Strix from your graveyard. So it has some pretty decent utility there. Get you a monster on board. And of course, I've been watching Buster's videos. He's been using the Full Force virus to go with the monsters. So this is another target for the Full Force. I might actually try that myself. Thanks, Buster, for that tech. I'm definitely going to be trying that. So yeah, so the effect it gives to the ritual monsters is that after damage calculation, this card battles an opponent's monster, you can draw one card and discard one card. That's not bad either because it doesn't designate you have to actually destroy a monster by battle. So this happens upon attack declaration. You get your draw and discard, which is definitely good. It sets up your graveyard for multiple plays, Shiranuis, and Vendread, especially someone like Hound Horde and Strix. Actually, because you can actually dump another copy of itself because there's no once per turn clause, so you can actually summon two of these off of their effects alone. So yeah, so I think that's definitely pretty solid. Obviously, you dump Hound Horde, so it can discard to special summon itself, or you can dump a Revenant, so you can bring it back with Mizuki or Book of Life or whatever it is you have to, special summon your Vendreads back from the grave. So yeah, so overall this card is solid. I actually like this. There's definitely 2, maybe 3 of as well. Alright, so let's get into the next card. Vendread Reunion. Now this is the normal trap that's super situational in my eyes. Reveal the Vendread to special summon any number of your banished Vendreads with different names, whose total equals the ritual monster you revealed in face down defense position. So basically it requires some setup over a course of multiple turns, and a lot of times you playing games you don't really have a lot of time to set up unless you've been stalling the entire time. So yeah, so I don't think you'll really get it off as often as you may think, but it's still an option. So I'm assuming that's the whole purpose of banishing your Vendread, so you can set up this card. Honestly, I believe they should have had, effects when banished as well, just like the Shiranuis, but that's me hoping for a little bit too much, so I'll just leave it at what it is and basically what they have here. So you just banish in to set up this, so you can set up a ritual summon either on your turn or your opponent's turn. That's another good plus about it. You can use this to ritual summon on your opponent's turn, depending on what the situation is. So yeah. Ritual summon from your hand, and you must be able to ritual summon. Yes, that is very important as well. So if you don't have the means to ritual summon, you just can't activate the card, period. So yeah, that's that. I think the card is just a little bit too situational to really, see play on them. I don't know, maybe a 1-of for testing. I may test it at 1-of just to see if I can actually get it off or not. The thing is, I'll talk about the field spell and then I'll go back to that. Alright, so Vendread Knights, once per turn, discard one card to add one Vendread monster from your deck to your hand. So obviously a lot of people have been saying when they, discuss this card that it should have been a Vendread card, meaning it should have been able to search your spells and traps as well. I'm not sure why they, restricted it to just the monsters. Yeah, definitely should have been a card. So yeah, so if a Vendread monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can banish one Vendread monster in your graveyard. That Vendread monster can make a second attack on your opponent's monsters. Also, could have been attacking directly or just being able to just get a second attack, period. Excuse me, guys. It's not that much of a big deal just to be able to attack, because you have a lot of other cards that are able to attack. BLS can attack twice, meaning it can attack a monster and then attack directly. So why can't you give the ability to just be able to attack twice during each battle phase by banishing a Vendread monster. You could have just changed that whole wording around to, banishing a Vendread monster, targeting one Vendread on your field. It can make 2 attacks during the battle phase. Simple enough, and that would actually made the card solid. I don't understand it. But then again, I was talking to Busted, in the video he put up about this, and, it seemed like I've said this before, it seemed like Konami is just so scared to make zombies good. I don't understand why do you find it such a difficult thing to make zombies at least playably decent, to where it could have just a slight competitiveness, to where you can actually play the deck in a competitive setting and not get completely eradicated by whatever top tier deck happens to be in the meta at the time. So I just don't understand it. I'm sure you guys trying to figure out why zombies are getting the shaft like this is just beyond me. But yeah, guys, Vendread Knights is actually pretty good. It sets up a lot of consistency for the deck, giving you monsters so that you can set up for play. So the first effect is really good. The second effect is obviously mediocre, so sucks. Other than that, just looking at all the support as a whole, it honestly pales in comparison to the first set of support. So now, with this, I'm hoping the third and fourth sets that we're getting, I think next set is Extreme Force, and I'm not sure what the set comes after it is, but hopefully the next set will kind of make up for this. So show you guys, this is overall my thoughts. It's okay, but it definitely could be better. So yeah, so I'll leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys already know, hit me in my comments and let me know what you guys think of these cards. Alright, so I will leave that at that. So I'll be bringing you guys more videos in the meantime, but until then, peace, YouTube.